Hi, I'm Wendy from shinyhappyworld.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to assemble this easy dove applique pattern. This is a free pattern at Shiny Happy World, and I designed it to coordinate with the other free Christmas applique patterns, though you certainly don't have to use it just for Christmas. Here's how to make it. Okay, this is the video showing you how to assemble the dove pattern if you are using a light box. So quick overview, I've got my light box on, turned up as high as it'll go. I've got my placement guide, and I have a clear silicone mat. I have all of my pieces cut out on the solid lines. I can ignore the dotted lines because that is a placement guide, which is only there for people who are not using a light box. The one thing I do need to transfer is this eye. That is a stitching line, not a placement guide. And so I need to transfer that to the fabric side of the piece so that when I pull away the backing, I'll still know where that eye goes and how to stitch it in place. So now I'm going to start with piece number 1, which is the little olive branch. And I will put that in place. And then number 2 is the beak. And that sits right over the olive branch. And then number 3 is the body. This one is really, really easy. The only thing that's going to be at all difficult on this is actually outlining that branch. So I'll just use a really short stitch length and go nice and slow, and it'll be fine. And the last piece is number 4, which is the wing. And there we go. So I will very carefully lift this up, take it over to my ironing board, fuse everything in place right on the silicone mat. Then I will let it cool, peel it off, stick it down to my finished block, fuse it in place, do all of the outline stitching, and then I'll bring it back and I'll show you the finished block and also show you another version that I made in a different color. Okay, here is the finished dove. This one is really, really easy to make. Really, the only thing that was difficult was outlining the little sprig of olive branch, and you actually don't have to include that if you don't want to. And you could make the dove be lots of different colors, and if you wanted to fit it into a half block, you could just tip this wing down a little bit so that it doesn't take up as much space. I wanted it to be on a square, so I wanted that vertical space that it took up. But if you were trying to squish it into a half block, you could definitely just shift that piece down a little bit and just make sure that this point is distinct and different from that point. So this one I made in bright colors. I'm working on 2 different Christmas quilts using different color palettes. So this one is very bright colors from my Classic Rainbow collection, real bright primary and secondary colors. But I did one other version. This one is in slightly softer colors. This is same pattern, but it's a quilt that I'm working on where the palette is all from the Farmer's Market collection, which is also a rainbow, but it is softer, a little bit desaturated colors. And so I've done that with this. Both the sprig and the beak and the background are all from that Farmer's Market collection. The dove is still just gray and white. So, free pattern available at shinyhappyworld.com. So don't look in the shop for this pattern. Look under the free patterns and you'll find it and a whole bunch of other free Christmas applique patterns. I'm Wendy from Shiny Happy World, and I will see you next time.